Welcome to Meeting of the Moms, a place to talk about all the things.
Here at Moms, we believe there's beauty and potential everywhere, so there's always something to celebrate.
We invite you to celebrate everyday things with us.
So today I wanted to celebrate a couple things. I am teaching the high school seniors in our ward, Temple Prep, and I decided to put together a Google Doc or a Google slide. So I did a Google Slides presentation of the lesson, and it was so fun. I've done just like one or two, barely scratched the surface on Google Slides, and so it was super fun to try that. So that's one of my celebrations.
Yay, way to go.
And then my other celebration is it was preceded by a couple little failings, and so then I get to celebrate the success.
Awesome.
So first, some weird thing happened. I hurt my back Friday night, I was laying in bed and all of a sudden I felt this twinge, weird kind of a stabbing pain. Well, it lasted for a few days. And so on Sunday night, I'm like, oh, I am totally fine to run. So Amy, we were planning on running Monday morning. I'm texting you Monday morning saying, okay, just kidding. I'm really not up for it. Did the same thing Tuesday morning. Yes, I can exercise with my friend. I exercise on Tuesdays. Yes, I can exercise. And then Tuesday morning, I'm canceling. And so then Tuesday night, I got smart. And I said, I'm not going to exercise on Wednesday. I need another day. I'm still recovering. So that's my celebration, is I finally listened to my body, paid a little bit more attention to what I was actually feeling in preparation for the next morning so that I could count the night before rather than early the next.
Well, these things are so interesting because like in another situation, it could have totally been right to be like, yep, I'm going to do it and show up the next day. And so it's great that you were like, nope, not this time. This time, I just need to listen. So
Totally.
That's fantastic. Cool. Well, the couple things that I wanted to celebrate are, first of all, this morning, some things came up with one of my sons just about one of his classes that he's taking, how he's liking it or not liking it. And it's maybe turning out a little differently than he expected. And we just had a few minutes before he had to go out the door and I could sit down and explore with him a little bit. And he's not always one who just is going to start talking about all the things. But he was talking. So you know that thing you hear a lot about when your teens are ready to talk, that's when you talk. I'm celebrating the fact that we sat down in this little spot we have with a small couch and some chairs, and we kind of visited, and I asked a couple questions and he shared some thoughts. And it was just nice to like take that moment, even though I had an appointment this morning to be at his school to meet with the counselor for their kind of regular yearly let's talk about your next year of classes kind of thing. And so my schedule is a little different this morning, but I thought it's going to be fine. I know when that is, and these are the things I have to do. So let's take some time. So that was just awesome.
Nice to take advantage of the moment.
Yes,
This is when
exactly.
He's available. He's willing.
Yep.
So great.
And it doesn't always work. And I get that, but it was fun that it worked this morning. And I just realized I got some insight into where he's at. And now we have a couple things we could talk about that might help the situation. Nice. And then my other celebration is just kind of funny. So before we got on, I was telling you, I was thinking about things as I was getting my dinner ready to marinate. I started laughing because I'm like, that makes me sound like some sort of chef. I do not see myself as a chef, but my celebration is this. I was going to get something in the crock pot this morning, but because, part of the reason is that I didn't is because I started talking with my son and then I was just focused on then getting ready to go and whatever. So it was like around lunchtime that I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't put that in the crock pot. And it's not one that I can now put in. It does need the full day. So I was like, it's fine. I'll just look at what I had planned later in the week. And there was something I could just do. I'm like, great. It'll marinate a little less time, but that's fine. And I have the stuff. It was just nice. It's nice to have it be fine. And then I actually got something marinating and then it can sound like I'm a chef.
Thanks for celebrating with us.
We'd love to hear your everyday celebrations. You can send them to momswithamyandlorna@gmail.com.
We look forward to celebrating with you again soon.